we are learning about slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, it's the rate at which the graph is changing, and b is the y-intercept. That is where the graph crosses the y-axis. So in order for you to know your slope or your y-intercept, you have to have y by itself. So these equations are all in standard form. Standard form is when you have something x plus something y equals some number. Okay? Since these are in standard form, we want to change them, isolate the y variable so that we get y by itself, so that we are in slope-intercept form. So we can identify the slope and identify the y-intercept. In order for us to get y by itself for the first one, we have 5x that first needs to move. Before we can do anything else, we have to move to 5x. To move 5x, we have to find the opposite of 5x so that we can make it cancel out. Opposite of 5x is negative 5x, so we're subtracting 5x from both sides. When I do this, I'm going to rewrite the problem. 5x minus 5x leaves me with 3y. At this point, I cannot combine 9 and negative 5x. They are not like terms. All I can do is write them beside each other. Because slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b, whichever term has the x beside it, that is what I write first. Since I'm subtracting 5x, it's going to be negative 5x. And because I have a positive 9, that's going to give me plus 9. Y is still not by itself, so I have to get rid of the 3. Since 3y means 3 times y, and at this point, I only want to get rid of the 3. So the only way to get rid of just 3 is to divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and that leaves me with y. For the right side, I have to divide every number by 3. That means negative 5 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. If you cannot divide these numbers into a whole number, then you will leave it as negative 5 divided by 3, because that is going to be a fraction. We want to leave it in fraction form because this represents our slope, because it's the coefficient of x, and slope is rise over run, which is a fraction. So if you cannot divide into a whole number, leave it in fraction form. So we have negative 5 divided by 3. I cannot do that, so I'm going to leave it in fraction form. And we also have 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is positive 3. Now that my y is by itself, I can identify my slope and my y-intercept. My slope is the coefficient of x. That's y equals mx plus b. Whatever number is in front of x, right beside the x, that is your slope. And then your y-intercept is the constant, the number at the end. That is not with the variable. It's by itself. So for this problem, y equals negative 5/3 x plus 3. My slope is negative 5/3. My y-intercept is 3. The next one. For this problem, I have to move negative 7x. I want to move the whole thing. In order to move the whole thing, the opposite of negative 7x, what will make negative 7x cancel out, would be to add 7x to both sides. When I do this, I rewrite my problem. I know that these are not like terms, so I cannot combine them, but whichever term has the x, that's the term that comes first. Because this is a negative 9, I'm going to be subtracting 9. Y is still not by itself. In order to break away 3 times y, I do the inverse, which is dividing by 3. When I divide by 3, that leaves me with y. 7 divided by 3 will not give me a whole number, so I just leave it as a fraction. Negative 9 divided by 3, negative 3. Now that y is by itself, my slope is 7/3. My y-intercept is negative 3. And for the next one, I want to move all of 2x to the other side because I want to move the whole thing. The only thing that will make 2x cancel out is to subtract 2x from both sides. That leaves me with 6y. Write the term that has the x first, that's negative 2x. Then write the number that's at the top, minus 3. In order to break away 6 times y, I have to divide by 6 on both sides. That will give me y by itself. Negative 2 divided by 6. I cannot get a whole number out of that, but 2 will go into both of those numbers. So I can simplify to negative 1 over 3. Bring down your x. Negative 3 over 6 will not give me a whole number, but 3 will go to both of these. So that gives me negative 1/2. So my slope is negative 1/3. And my y-intercept is negative 1/2. So for these problems, I'm getting y by itself, and then I am identifying the slope and the y-intercept. For the next 3 problems, you need to pause the video and work these out for yourself, then hit play so that you can check the video to make sure your answers are correct. Alright, let's look at these. For the first one, I want to move 5x to the other side. So in order to do this, you should have subtracted 5x from both sides. That would leave you with 4y equals negative 5x plus 12. Then to get 4 to move to the other side, if I'm doing 4 times y, I would divide by 4 to do the inverse operation. When you did this, you should have gotten negative 5 times 4, or negative 5 divided by 4 will not give me a whole number, but it does give me a fraction. 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. So you should have gotten that the slope is negative 5 over 4, and the y-intercept is 3. You have to have all of this. Y by itself, so your equation is in slope-intercept form, and you have to identify the slope and identify the y-intercept. For the next one, we want to move 4x to the other side. That leaves me with negative 6y, because I'm subtracting 4x from both sides. So I have negative 6y equals, I write the term with the x first, then write the constant. I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 6. That leaves you with y on the left side. Negative 4 divided by negative 6 will not give me a whole number, but 2 will go into both of those. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. So that's y equals 2/3 x. Then I have 12 divided by negative 6, which gives me -2. So you should have that your slope is 2/3 and your y-intercept is -2. For the last problem, I want to move x to the other side. I do this by subtracting x. That leaves me with 5y. The term with the x comes first, then write your constant. The inverse operation would be dividing by 5. That leaves me with y equals. If I have a negative x, this is the same thing as saying -1x, because -1 times x would leave me with -x. -1 divided by 5 is just going to give me -1/5. So -1/5 x. 9 divided by 5 does not simplify. So my equation is y equals -1/5 x plus 9/5. My slope is -1/5. My y-intercept is 9/5. Hopefully this video will help you understand how to isolate the y variable so that you can have your equation in slope-intercept form. Once you understand how to put an equation in slope-intercept form, it should be very easy to identify that your slope is the number in front of the x and your y-intercept is the number at the end, the number that is by itself. Once you understand how to isolate the y, put your equation in slope-intercept form, and you understand where the slope is and where the y-intercept is, and you can identify those numbers, then you will be able to graph these equations. If you have any questions, please let me know in class.